Are you stuck in the cycle of guilt and overwhelm in your faith journey? No matter how hard you try, it feels like you can't seem to grow spiritually without the weight of expectations holding you back. As Christian women juggling our businesses, our work, our family, our personal commitments, it's easy to feel as if you're falling short in your faith, even if you're doing everything right. Going to church, praying, doing Bible study. But what if I told you that spiritual growth doesn't have to come with all that pressure of perfectionism, of getting it all right? What if you could experience real, meaningful growth without the stress of a rigid routine? You don't need someone else's formula for your faith. It's time for you to create a faith journey that actually fits your life, not one that adds to your already full plate. So let me show you in 3 simple steps what's going to bring you freedom and clarity in your spiritual walk. Hey there, this is Deneen TV, my wise woman. I am a faith growth strategist, and I am so glad that you are here. My mission is to help you, the faith-driven Christian woman, professional, entrepreneur, business owner, really align your faith with your work in a way that really feels authentic, purposeful, and most importantly, sustainable. Together, we're going to create a path that ensures that spiritual growth fuels your work life, empowering you to stay on mission for God without the overwhelm of guilt. So let's get started with these 3 steps that are going to set you free. Step number 1, focus on one spiritual habit at a time. Many women, we feel overwhelmed by the spiritual practices that they feel like we should be doing. Prayer every day, Bible study in deep and authentic ways, journaling, worship, service, fasting. All of them are really meaningful. But when you're trying to juggle them all at once, it can lead to burnout rather than fulfillment. The key is to focus on one habit at a time that really aligns with your current season of life, allowing it to then grow and become a sustainable part of your routine. So here's the shift I want you to think about. Small things. Pick one small habit that feels natural to you and manageable to you. This approach not only alleviates pressure, but it also helps you build lasting consistency. So let's break it down into the different types of faith leaders, how you lead in your connection with God, whether you lean toward a heart person, soul person, mind person, or strength person, that approach to your faith. So if you feel that you're a heart-led woman, you're going to crave that emotional connection and the authenticity in your faith journey. So instead of feeling like you need to commit to hours of study or lengthy prayer times, start with a simple, heartfelt prayer each morning. Focus on being present and connecting emotionally with God rather than just reciting a set script. Let me give you an example here. Set aside just 5 to 10 minutes each morning to sit quietly. Close your eyes and simply talk to God about your day, your struggles, and your gratitude. Reflect on a specific verse that speaks to your heart and allow that verse to really shape your prayer for the day. Sound good? Okay, if you're a soul-led woman, you often find connection through reflection and inner exploration. If you're soul-led, then journaling or thoughtful prayer might resonate with you. To avoid feeling overwhelmed, choose one reflective practice to ground yourself each day. I have an example here. You could spend just 10 minutes of your day, or maybe at the end of your day, reflecting on where you've seen God work. Where did he show up in your day? And then write down those moments of grace, of connection that you felt during the day. You can use your devotional journal and put in a simple prompt like, what is God showing me today? And then reflect on your answer. Okay, if you're mind-led, you probably enjoy understanding the intellectual engagement of your faith. And for this type, a structured Bible study or a reading plan or a passage can provide clarity and focus. But I want you to start small by committing to reading one passage a day and reflecting on its meaning. I call this slow reading of the Bible. 1 or 2 verses, one little section, not chapters, okay? So the example here is to choose that one verse, that short passage each morning, and then read it and write down your thoughts about it. You could also add a Bible commentary or a study guide of some kind to help you dig deeper into the meaning if you want. I want you to focus on the understanding of the historical context or the theological significance of the verse or verses you're reading and how it actually applies to your life. Okay, strength-led person. Well, if you're a strength-led woman, you thrive on action and doing and finding purpose in physical expressions of your faith. Instead of feeling pressured to sit still for hours of prayer, focus on integrating your faith into everyday tasks through physical movement and service. So what does this look like? An example might be to incorporate a worship playlist into your daily routine as you do household chores, your work, you exercise. You can let the music become a time of physical connection with God. Also, you could just spend 10 minutes serving someone around you, whether it's offering them encouragement to maybe a colleague or a friend, or helping someone do a task. It doesn't have to be moving. It could be a small task. Or anything that you do for someone else. Make it a prayerful act of service. So I want you to take a moment today and really reflect on your current season of life. What is one habit that would feel most natural to you and very much manageable for you to focus on in this next week? Whether it's prayer or journaling or reading or service, choose one habit and commit to it. And remember, I want you to start small. That helps you stay consistent and watch that habit really grow into a meaningful part of your spiritual rhythm. Would love for you to put that down in the comments. Let me know if you're going to try one of these and which one you're going to try. That's going to be so great, because as you reflect on the one habit that feels most natural to you, it'll help you understand how you are uniquely designed to connect with God, because everyone's spiritual journey is different, and knowing your natural way to engage with God, it can really make all the difference in creating that rhythm, that sustainable habit. No more highs, no more lows, that sustainable habit. So are you like listening to this video and saying, I have no idea what she's talking about with the heart, soul, mind, and strength leadings? So what we're going to do is I would love for you to take the Faith Shape quiz. I've put it down in the description. That's going to help you really discover how God has uniquely designed, wired you to connect with Him. And by understanding your faith shape, it's going to give you that clarity, that confidence to really integrate faith into your daily life in a way that really does feel natural and free of the overwhelm. So I would love to know what you find out about that as well. You can, again, see that link down in the description. Okay, step 2, let go of perfectionism. Ooh, I know we all have it. I know we have some kind of perfectionism in us, right? So does that make you ever feel like you're failing your faith because it doesn't look like somebody else's faith life? Or maybe you've tried to live up to some kind of perfect Christian woman persona, you know, the one who prays every morning, who has a daily Bible time and spends lots of time there and serves others selflessly, and she doesn't miss a beat. She seems to have it all together. The truth is, perfectionism steals your peace. We know comparison steals your joy. Perfectionism steals your peace. And what it actually does is keep you stuck. And in our culture, I know, we are often taught that faith means following this rules, rigid rules sometimes, these routines, like you have to do this, 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 and this. And we push ourselves to meet all of these expectations. But in doing so, we become so overwhelmed. We get frustrated. Then we get disconnected from the very thing that we really want to cultivate, and that it's our genuine connection with God. But here's the good news. God is not asking for perfection. He's asking for your heart, for your soul, for your mind, for your strength. What matters to him is not how flawlessly you can perform, but how you authentically show up. I hope that's encouraging to you, because your spiritual journey isn't a checklist to be completed. It's an ongoing process of growth. And so that means it's about presence, being real with God where you are right now. So what do we do? What do we do about this? Well, first, I want you to embrace imperfection and let go of that pressure, even if you put that pressure on yourself and it's not from somebody else external. When you release the pressure to be perfect, you give room for grace. Grace to yourself. God's given us grace, but we need to do it for ourselves. And what you do is you allow yourself to grow without the fear of messing up or that you're not doing enough. Perfectionism, well, it can become a wall that keeps you from moving forward in your spiritual walk because it focuses on that performance and not the relationship. So I want you to think about it this way. If your faith journey feels like, a never-ending must-do list, you're going to end up feeling burnout and you're going to be so discouraged. What God is doing is he's inviting you to not do everything right, but to grow in relationship with him, no matter where you are. So I have a few ways that you can begin embracing this imperfection in your faith. First, I want you to start small and celebrate your progress, not your perfection. So that means instead of committing to an hour of Bible study every day, start with 10 minutes. Don't expect to understand everything or have the perfect study session. Just show up, read, and reflect on what resonates. Let go of the need to be perfect. That perfection is going to kill you. Second, set realistic expectations and be kind to yourself. So instead of trying to do everything perfectly, like reading the Bible in a year or having a flawless prayer routine, allow yourself to be imperfect in the process. If you miss a day of prayer or you forget to journal, don't guilt yourself. That is a lie of the enemy. Instead, show yourself the grace that God extends to you. Come back. Start again. Okay, third, focus on your relationship with God, not on the checklist. Am I filling in all the boxes? Instead of getting frustrated because you missed the morning routine, take a few minutes to simply talk to God during your commute, while you're cooking dinner, or even in the shower. Your faith isn't just confined to a set time, your comfy chair with all the accoutrements of what you need for devotional time. It's really about staying connected no matter where you are, what you're doing. So I've got a tip here. So embrace imperfection and remind yourself daily that God's grace is bigger than any mistake. Remind yourself, again, God's grace is bigger than any mistake. Your faith isn't about, getting it right. It's about showing up and being real with God. Each day is an opportunity to start fresh. Focus on the progress, not the perfection. And remember, God values your heart over your performance. Okay, third step we're going to talk about today is to find your unique rhythm in faith. So, if you haven't heard me say this already, there's a secret here I have for you. There's no one size fits all for spiritual growth. Your faith journey is uniquely yours, and that's not just okay. It's something to celebrate in a world that often, it pushes conformity. It's important to realize that your spiritual rhythm doesn't have to look like hers. It doesn't have to look like someone else's, whether it means those quiet morning reflections, maybe you love nature walks with God, or praying during your commute. The key is to really find what truly nourishes your soul and that fits seamlessly into your lifestyle, where you are in your life. Many women feel like they should, I always like to put should in quotation marks, follow some kind of traditional faith routine. And maybe you've tried to make your faith routine fit into from someone else's mold. You're like, oh, I like what she's doing, I'm going to do what she does. But then you might feel frustrated when that rhythm doesn't look like the one that you expected, the one you see on social media, the lady at church, just someone else's life. Let me give you a little bit of truth. Your faith is personal, and your rhythm is uniquely designed by God to align with who you are. Now, you've likely heard the phrase, it's not about the destination, but the journey. I know you've heard that. And that's exactly what it's like with your faith. Your rhythm is about the way you live and breathe your faith in the world. God designed you with a unique calling. So your spiritual practices should actually reflect that. Here are some examples of embracing your unique rhythm. We've talked about the heart, soul, mind, and strength, and we're going to go back there again. So a heart-led rhythm, if you feel like you're heart-led, you might thrive on things like creative acts of worship, whether that's through music or painting or even writing. If your faith is stirred in moments of beauty or heartfelt connection, let that be the rhythm that guides you. So an example of what you could do is take a walk in nature and let the sights and the sounds and the smells fill you with awe and reverence for God's creation. Or you could start journaling your emotional responses to God's love through poetry or creative expression. These moments will nourish your soul. If you do have a soul-led rhythm and you feel that you are soul-led, you might feel closest to God during moments of introspection, where you can reflect on your thoughts, your emotions, your experiences. So set aside time each day to be still and allow God to speak to your soul. You could try journaling about your faith journey. Reflect on those moments of God's faithfulness, areas where you have seen growth, or even when you're feeling challenged. Journal those as well. Use that time to really connect with God in the quietness of your heart and seek deeper insight from Him. Well, if you're a mind-led person or have a mind-led rhythm, you might connect with God through deeper study, through research, or just thought-provoking conversations. And rather than simply just reading the Bible, you may find meaning in diving into commentaries, books, and discussions that challenge you to grow intellectually as well as spiritually. An example of what you could do would be to just dedicate 15 minutes a day to studying a passage of Scripture. Use a Bible commentary or devotionals on that same passage that they'll help you have deeper context and understanding. Allow this time to really fuel your spiritual growth and really give you an richer understanding of God's Word. Feel like you might be a strength-led person and have a strength-led rhythm? Well, for you, prayer might not be about sitting in stillness. It could involve movement. Well, it probably should, like walking or running or engaging in even physical service towards others. Your rhythm might come from physical acts of worship or serving others in tangible ways. How could you do this? Well, you could incorporate worship into your workouts by listening to worship music or reflecting on scripture as you exercise. Or you could serve others physically, whether that means volunteering at the food bank or helping a friend to move. Let your faith be a living, breathing practice that flows from your everyday life. So I got a tip. Take some time today to reflect on what makes you feel most connected to God, whether that's through creativity, quiet moments, physical action, or meaningful conversations. Embrace what makes your heart come alive with Him, helps you feel connected to Him, and really celebrate your unique rhythm and trust that God is meeting you where you are. Your faith is meant to flow naturally from who you are, and that's exactly how it should be. So, are you ready to find your unique rhythm and align your faith with your life? The personalized faith plan is what I've created, and it's designed to help you discover exactly how God has uniquely designed you to connect with Him. This transformative approach is going to empower you to create a faith journey that really fits you. It fits your lifestyle. And it allows you to break free from any comparison you're doing or guilt you're having or overwhelm that you're feeling. I would love for you to join the PFP, Personalized Faith Plan, today and really start building a spiritual path that reflects who you truly are, because we have a frame tool and it helps you with your unique path to grow deeper in God. You're going to feel grounded, empowered, feel at peace. So let's create a faith plan that really works for you, authentically and purposely. Again, that link is down in the description. You can join today. So now, what is the result for you from all of this? Of course, I wanted to talk about freedom from guilt and overwhelm. How? By focusing on just one spiritual habit at a time. Do you remember we talked about that at the beginning? One at a time. Letting go of the pressure to be perfect. Discovering your unique rhythm, your growth pattern or path. You're going to experience a profound sense of freedom and clarity in your faith journey. No longer are you going to feel weighed down by the guilt, by the overwhelm, by the idea of having to do it all. Instead, you're going to embrace a personalized approach to your spiritual growth, one that aligns perfectly with your God-given design. This approach isn't about just making things easier for you. It's about making them sustainable, consistent. It's about a faith journey that feels natural and fulfilling, life-giving, not life-draining. This way you can grow spiritually in a way that fits where you are right now, your real life, and honors God and where He has placed you and frees you to experience true spiritual growth without that guilt, without that overwhelm. I don't want you to let the pressure of comparison or the weight of unrealistic expectations steal your joy. Take your peace. It's really time to embrace a faith journey that truly fits you, your unique rhythm, the calling God has put on your life, and your specific design. This is for you. You can grow spiritually in a way that feels authentic, purposeful, sustainable. No guilt, no overwhelm, just deep connection with God. A faith journey that doesn't have to be a burden. It can be beautiful, meaningful, a path that energizes you, like I said, rather than drains you. So let's take the next step together. With the personalized faith plan, you're going to discover the unique path that God has set for you. And you can start living it out authentically with peace. Are you ready? Aren't you ready to break free from all of the guilt, the overwhelm, and really step into a faith journey that is fit for you, for your life, for your design? Let's get started. See those descriptions The links are down there. You can get started today. But do let me know down in the comments, how are you planning to embrace imperfection and create a habit, a faith habit that really feels authentic and sustainable to you? From all the ideas that I've given you today, I'd love to know what resonated with you. This is Deneen TV. Have a great rest of your day. And as always, be filled to overflowing.